Hey guys, welcome in this new video. I hope that all of you are doing great. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to grow a small trading account. I've myself been through this at the beginning of my trading journey 6 years ago. So I know very well what you have to do and what are the steps needed in order to achieve this goal of taking a small account and growing this account to bigger numbers at some point in the future. So I'm really excited to share with you guys my most important tips to do this. So just before that we get into that, well, as always, don't forget to leave a like under the video. I would really appreciate it, and make sure as well that you are subscribed to the channel if it's not already done. So as I said, I will kind of share with you guys a 3 steps process that if you follow correctly, you will be able to grow a small trading account to bigger numbers in the future. And you will see it's nothing fancy, it's nothing too complicated, it's just the logical way of going about it and the way that kind of optimize the probabilities, if you want, of you succeeding by doing that. So the first thing that you have to do is to make sure that you know what you are doing and that you are able to trade and be profitable on the markets. So this is something that a lot of people forget, especially, the people who are just getting started in trading. They are already, thinking about growing their account and how much money they can make, but are you even able to trade? Right? So that's the first question that you have to answer. So most of you guys who are watching this video and interested in growing a small account, I would assume that you are, relatively new to trading, right? And so as a beginner, what you have to do is focus on learning, okay? That really is the most important thing. You have to become a good trader. So this is what you are doing by watching this video. You can watch other videos that I have on my channel as well. You can even go through the course if you are really serious about it. But the most important thing is that you learn as much as you can and that you develop a profitable system that works for you over the long term, okay? So you need to spend a lot of time learning. To give you guys my own example, I've spent 15 months only learning and trading on a demo account to practice what I was learning. So it took me more than 1 year that I spent just learning and not making any money. So that was the sacrifice that I was willing to make to eventually become profitable. Now, it might not take you 1 year or 15 months, right? Just like I did. It might take you less, it might take you more. I don't know. It depends on you and your work ethic. But you need to learn as much as you can, all right? That's really, really important. Once you have figured out, how to trade and that you have developed a profitable system, what you will need to do is to trade with this system using a very small risk to become comfortable with it and to gain confidence over the long term, right? So you need to gain some experience, you need to take some trades, you need to understand, the system, what you can expect, the winning streaks, the losing streak, right? So you need to know kind of how your trading will look like before using bigger risk, of course, right? So you want to become comfortable with this, and as I said, you can do that either with a demo account or with a small live account. I would say that this is up to you, okay? Now, this is really the big first step, learning how to trade and becoming good. Once that will be done, the second step will, of course, be to start trading on a small account. And what you have to understand is that if you start with a small account and you really want to grow this account over the long term, you will need to use slightly higher risk in order to get this exponential growth. Because if you start, with a small account, let's say $100, $200, $500 or $1,000, right? All of this I would consider small account. If you start with that, it will take you a long time if you use a small risk to get to bigger numbers, right? And so you might not want to spend that much time just playing around with small numbers. And so that's the reason why I put learning and becoming confident as the first step. Because once that will be done, once you will be competent and you will have the confidence in your system, what you will be able to do is take your small account that you have, but then use a slightly higher risk. And if you know what you're doing, you will be able to grow your small trading account from that. And again, that's exactly what I did. So after spending the first 15 months of just learning and, improving my skill and becoming good in trading, what I did is that I took my small account, I started trading with it, but I was using a kind of a higher risk approach. because my account was small. I did not want to trade with small numbers all my life. I was fairly confident in my skill, so I decided to use higher risk in order to grow this account. It worked. Of course, it's more risky, right? I mean, that's what we're here for at the end of the day, but that's part of the game, and that is something that I had accepted before starting, you know, this idea, if that makes sense, right? And it's also something that you will need to accept emotionally. So if you take more risk, you need to accept what comes with it. So to give you guys an example, what I would consider a higher risk approach would be risking anywhere between 3 to 5% per trade. So I would say that this is quite high risk, but again, right, if you want to grow an account exponentially and a bit faster, well, that's the only way really that this is doable. If you use a lower risk, it will take you more time. You will still be able to grow, you know, your account, but it will just take longer. So at this point, it's really up to you and what you prefer. Are you willing to take more risk to grow your account faster? Now also keep in mind that if you're not good and you take more risk, then you will just lose more money faster, right? So that's why it's really, really important to make sure that you understand what you're doing and why this is the first step. So we saw the first step, we saw the second step. What is the third step? Well, if you want to speed up even more this growth, what you can do is put more money into your trading account every month. So get yourself a job, okay? Try to make as much money as you can on the side of trading. Every month, try to save as much as you can from this income and take this money and place it in your trading account, because the longest time in trading is really the beginning, right? So when you have a small account, it's really long, you know, to take this small account to bigger numbers. But once you get to bigger numbers and you start to make more money, you know, the money itself, the amount of money, right, becomes bigger and it becomes a lot more interesting. So if you trade on a, you know, $100,000 account or on $1 million account, well, the amount of money that you make, right, is really good and you could live off of that only, right? But when you have a small account, it's really hard to get to these bigger numbers. So the only way to really get there is, number one, to use potentially a higher risk management, and number two, it's to put more money into your account. So the whole idea here is to get another source of income, save as much from this source of income as you can and put that into your trading account, and this will just compound itself, right? If you keep growing your account, number one, with the good trades that you make and the money that you put in your trading account, it will not take you very long before that you get to bigger numbers. So if you start with $1,000 and you make good trades and you also put money in your trading account, well, only in a couple of months you could be at 5,000, 10,000, and then, you know, 20,000 will come, 30,000, 50,000, etc., right? So these are really the three main steps to grow your trading account. This is exactly what I did. I spent 15 months learning how to trade. I started with a small account. I was using higher risk and I was putting more money into my trading account as the time went on until I was able to trade with bigger numbers. This is the 100% exact process that I followed to grow my own small trading account when I started to trade about 6 years ago. And that is the process that I would say is the best and that I would recommend you guys to follow if you are in this position. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to be as straightforward as I can, not waste any time. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like again. You can also share the video around. And on that, take care, trade with care, manage your money well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.